Groups and electronic configuration. Let us first understand the electronic configuration of elements of group 1. Lithium, symbol Li, atomic number 3, electronic configuration 2, 1 and valence electron 1. Sodium, symbol Na, atomic number 11, electronic configuration 2, 8, 1 and valence electron 1. Potassium, symbol K, atomic number 19, electronic configuration 2, 8, 8, 1 and valence electron 1. Rubidium, symbol Rb, atomic number 37, electronic configuration 2, 8, 18, 8, 1 and valence electron 1. Cesium, symbol Cs, atomic number 55, electronic configuration 2, 8, 18, 18, 8, 1 and valence electron 1. The last element is francium, symbol Fr, atomic number 87, electronic configuration 2, 8, 18, 32, 18, 8, 1 and valence electron is 1. In this table, it is seen that in group 1, that is in the family of alkali metals, the valence electrons of all the alkali metals is the same. Similarly, if we look at the elements of any other group, you will find the number of valence electrons is found to be the same. For example, the elements beryllium, that is Be, magnesium, Mg, and calcium, Ca, belong to group 2, that is the family of alkaline earth metals. There are 2 electrons in their outermost shell. Similarly, there are 7 electrons in the outermost shell of the elements fluorine, that is F, and chlorine, that is Cl, of group 17. As we go from the top to the bottom within any group, 1 electronic shell gets added at a time. From this we can say that the electronic configuration of the outermost shell is a characteristic of a particular group. However, as we move down along a group, the number of shells also increase. Do you know? All the elements after uranium-92 with atomic numbers 93 to 118 are man-made. All these elements are radioactive, unstable, and have a very short life. Periods and electronic configuration. In the modern periodic table, elements present in the same period have the same number of shells and the same period number. Every period starts by filling electrons in a new shell. To understand the electronic configuration of elements, let us first study the elements and the electronic configuration of period 2. In period 2, the first element is lithium, symbol Li, atomic number 3, electronic configuration is 2, 1 and valence electron is 1. The second element is beryllium, symbol Be, atomic number 4, electronic configuration is 2, 2 and valence electrons are 2. The third element is boron, symbol B, atomic number 5, electronic configuration is 2, 3 and valence electrons are 3. The next element is carbon, symbol C, atomic number 6, electronic configuration is 2, 4 and valence electrons are 4. Next is nitrogen, symbol N, atomic number 7, electronic configuration is 2, 5, and valence electrons are 5. The sixth element is oxygen, symbol O, atomic number 8, electronic configuration is 2, 6, and valence electrons are 6. The seventh element is fluorine, symbol F, atomic number 9, electronic configuration is 2, 7, valence electrons are 7. The last element is neon, symbol is Ne, and atomic number is 10, electronic configuration is 2, 8, and the valence electrons are 8. From this table, it is seen that the number of valence electrons is different for all the elements, but the number of shells is the same. Similarly, it is also seen that while going from left to right within a period, the atomic number increases by 1, and the valence electrons also increase by 1 at a time. Thus, we can say that the elements with the same number of shells occupied by electrons belong to the same period. In the second period, the elements lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon have electrons in the two shells K and L shell. In the third period, the elements sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon have electrons in the three shells K, L, and the M shell. To understand this, let us study the electronic configuration of these elements. The first element is sodium, that is Na. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Magnesium, Mg. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 2. Aluminium, Al. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 3. Silicon, Si. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 4. Phosphorus, P. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 5. Sulfur, S. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 6. Chlorine, Cl. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7. Argon, Ar. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8. From this, it is seen that all these elements have same number of electrons in the K and L shell. In the modern periodic table, at the beginning of the next period, a new electron shell starts filling up. The number of electrons in the first three periods is determined by the electron capacity of the shells and the law of electron octet. The electron capacity of every shell can be deduced from the formula 2n square, where n is the shell number. The number of elements present in each period is equal to the number of electrons present in each shell. This rule is applicable only to the first three periods. K is the first shell, so the value of n is 1. The number of electrons can be determined by the formula 2n square. The number of electrons is equal to 2 multiplied by 1 square, which is equal to 2. Thus, the electron capacity of K shell is 2. Therefore, the first period has two elements. L is the second shell, so the value of n is 2. The number of electrons is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 square, which is equal to 8. Thus, the electron capacity of L shell is 8. And so, the second period has 8 elements. M is the third shell, so the value of N is 3. The number of electrons is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 square, which is equal to 18. Thus, the electron capacity of M shell is 18. But since the outermost shell can have 8 electrons, so the third period contains 8 elements. There are few more factors which control the filling of electrons in the subsequent periods, which we will consider in the next standards. The chemical reactivity of an element is determined by the number of valence electrons and the shell number of the valence shell. This information is obtained from the position of the element in the periodic table, that is, from the group and the period to which the element belongs to. Thus, the modern periodic table has proved very useful in the study of elements. Let us now discuss the periodic trends in the modern periodic table. Periodic trends in the modern periodic table. If the properties of elements in a period or a group are compared, then a certain regularity is observed in their variations. This is called the periodic trends in the modern periodic table. Now we will be studying only 3 properties, namely the valency, atomic size, and metallic and non-metallic character. Let us begin with the property of valency. Valency. We have learned that valency of an element is determined by the number of valence electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom. Let us study one example. The electronic configuration of sodium is 2, 8, 1. There is 1 electron in the outermost shell of the atom of sodium. Sodium atom loses 1 electron from its outermost shell to complete its octet and become stable. Therefore, the valency of sodium is 1. From this, we can say that there is a relationship between the electronic configuration and valency. Let us understand this by studying some more examples. The atomic number of beryllium is 4 and its electronic configuration is 2, 2. Beryllium donates 2 electrons to attain stability and hence its valency is 2. Similarly, the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Its electronic configuration is 2, 6. In order to complete its octet, it requires 2 electrons. Therefore, the valency of oxygen is 2. Let us now study the electronic configuration and the valency of the first 20 elements in the modern periodic table. The first element is hydrogen. Its electronic configuration is 1 and valency is also 1. The electronic configuration of helium is 2 and valency is 0, while the electronic configuration of lithium is 2, 1 and valency is 1. The electronic configuration of beryllium is 2, 2 and valency is 2. The electronic configuration of boron is 2, 3 and valency is 3, while electronic configuration of carbon is 2, 4 and valency is 4. The electronic configuration of nitrogen is 2, 5 and valency is 3. Oxygen, electronic configuration 2, 6 and valency 2. Fluorine, electronic configuration is 2, 7 and valency is 1, while the electronic configuration of neon is 2, 8 and valency is 0. The electronic configuration of sodium is 2, 8, 1 and valency is 1. The electronic configuration of magnesium is 2, 8, 2 and valency is 2. Aluminium, electronic configuration is 2, 8, 3 and valency is 3. Silicon electronic configuration is 2, 8, 4 and valency 4. Phosphorus electronic configuration is 2, 8, 5 and valency is 3. Sulfur electronic configuration is 2, 8, 6 and valency is 2. Chlorine electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7 and valency is 1. Argon electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8 and valency is 0. The electronic configuration of potassium is 2, 8, 8, 1 and valency is 1. And the electronic configuration of calcium is 2, 8, 8, 2 and valency is 2. Now let us see the variation in valency across a period and in a group. In a period, as we go from left to right within a period, there is a change in valency. To understand this, let us study the elements of period 2 and 3. In the second period, the valency of lithium is 1, beryllium is 2, boron is 3, carbon is 4, nitrogen is 3, oxygen is 2, fluorine is 1, and the valency of neon is 0. In the third period, the valency of sodium is 1, magnesium is 2, aluminium is 3, silicon is 4, phosphorus is 3, sulfur is 2, chlorine is 1, and the valency of argon is 0. Therefore, we can say that in the second and the third period, the valency increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0 as we go from left to right in a period. Now let us see the variation in valency in a group. To understand this, let us consider some elements of group 1 and 2. We have studied that lithium and sodium belong to group 1. The electronic configuration of lithium is 2, 1 and that of sodium is 2, 8, 1. In both these elements, there is one electron in the outermost shell. That is why the valency of sodium is 1. Similarly, all the elements of group 1 have valency 1. Helium and neon belong to group 18 or group 0 of the periodic table. The atomic number of helium is 2 and its electronic configuration is also 2. The atomic number of neon is 10 and its electronic configuration is 2, 8. Both these elements are noble gases. Helium has a complete duplet state, while neon has a complete octet state. Therefore, the valency of both the elements is 0. Similarly, all elements of this group show 0 valency. From these examples, we can say that all the elements in a group have the same number of valence electrons. This also shows that there is no particular periodic trend seen in the valency of the elements as we move down in a given group. Now let us move to the next periodic property, atomic size. Atomic size. We have learned that atomic size is a fundamental property of matter. The atomic size is determined by the atomic radius. Atomic radius is the distance between the nucleus of the atom and its outermost shell. The atomic radius is expressed in the unit picometer. 1 picometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 12 meters. Now, let us determine the atomic radius of some elements. The atomic radius of oxygen is 66 picometer. Boron is 88 picometer. Carbon is 77 picometer. The atomic radius of nitrogen is 74 picometer. The atomic radius of beryllium is 111 picometer and that of lithium is 152 picometer. All these elements belong to which period? Can you guess? Yes, you are right. All these elements belong to the second period. Now let us arrange these elements in the decreasing order to their atomic radii. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen and oxygen. Does this arrangement match with the pattern of the second period of the modern periodic table? Yes. Yes. This pattern matches with the pattern of the second period of the modern periodic table. If we observe the table carefully, we will find that the element lithium has the largest atomic radius and oxygen has the smallest atomic radius. It is also seen that the atomic radius goes on decreasing while going from left to right within a period. What could be the reason? While going from left to right within a period, the atomic number increases one by one. This means that the positive charge on the nucleus increases by 1 unit at a time. But at the same time, the additional electron gets added to the same outermost shell. Due to the increase in the nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled towards the nucleus to a greater extent and there is a decrease in the size of the atom. Let us observe another table showing the atomic radii of some elements. The atomic radius of potassium is 231 picometer. Sodium is 186 picometer. Rubidium is 244 picometer. Cesium is 262 picometer. And lithium is 152 picometer. All these elements belong to group 1. Now let us arrange these elements vertically downwards in an increasing order of atomic radii. The arrangement of elements in an increasing order of atomic radii is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. This arrangement matches with the pattern of group 1 of the modern periodic table. Among these elements, lithium has the smallest atomic radius, while cesium has the largest atomic radius. In the elements of group 1, as we go down a group, there is an increase in the atomic size. What could be the reason? While going down a group, a new shell is added. Therefore, the distance between the outermost electron and the nucleus goes on increasing, due to which the atomic size increases in spite of increase in the nuclear charge. Now let us discuss another periodic property of the modern periodic table. Metallic-non-metallic character. Let us observe elements of the third period to understand the metallic and non-metallic character of elements. The elements sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon belong to the third period. The elements sodium, magnesium, aluminium are metals. The elements phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon are non-metals, while silicon is a metalloid. Sodium, magnesium are metallic elements which lie on the left-hand side of the periodic table, while sulfur and chlorine are non-metallic elements which lie on the right-hand side. The metalloid element silicon lies in between these two types. A similar pattern is observed in the other periods too. In the periodic table, there is a zigzag line that separates metals from the non-metals. It is seen that elements are arranged in such a way that metals are on the left-hand side of this line and non-metals are on the right-hand side of the line. Why is this so? Do you know? To understand this, let us compare the characteristic chemical properties of metals and non-metals. The chemical formulae of simple ionic compounds show that the cation in them is formed from a metal, while the anion is formed from a non-metal. From this, it is understood that metals have a tendency of losing valence electrons to form cations. This property is called electropositivity. On the other hand, non-metals have a tendency of accepting electrons from outside into its valence shell to form anions. We have studied that ions have a stable electronic configuration of a noble gas. How is the ability to lose or accept electrons in the valence shell determined? Can you guess this? All electrons of any atom are held by the attractive force exerted on them by the positively charged nucleus. The electrons in the inner shells lie between the valence electrons and the nucleus. Due to their presence, the effective nuclear charge exerting an attractive force on the valence electrons is somewhat less than the actual nuclear charge. The number of valence electrons in metals is also small, that is 1 to 3. Also, the effective nuclear charge on these valence electrons is also small. Due to these two factors, metals have a tendency to lose the valence electron to form cations having a stable noble gas configuration. This tendency of an element called electropositivity is the metallic character of that element. The periodic trend in the metallic character of elements is understood from their position in the modern periodic table. First, let us consider the metallic character of elements present in the same group. As one moves down a group, a new shell is added, due to which the distance between the nucleus and the valence electrons increases. This results in a decrease in the effective nuclear charge, which thereby lowers the attractive force on the valence electrons. Due to these factors, the tendency of the atom to lose electrons increases. Also, the penultimate shell after losing electrons becomes the outermost shell. The penultimate shell is a complete octet, and therefore the resulting cation has a special stability. This further increases the tendency of atoms to lose electrons. Metallic character of an atom is the tendency of atoms to lose valence electrons. In any group, while going down, the metallic character of elements increases. In any period, while going from left to right, the outermost shell remains the same. The positive charge on the nucleus goes on increasing, while the atomic radius goes on decreasing, and thus the effective nuclear charge goes on increasing. As a result, the tendency of the atom to lose valence electrons decreases. In other words, within a period from left to right, the metallic character goes on decreasing. Certain elements have a tendency to accept electrons or share electrons with other atoms, due to which these elements acquire non-metallic character. In a period, as we go from left to right, there is an increase in the nuclear charge and a decrease in the atomic radius. Due to both these factors, the effective nuclear charge increases, and therefore the valence electrons are held with greater and greater attractive force. This is called the electronegativity of an atom. The tendency of an element to form an anion, or the electronegativity, is the non-metallic character of an element. In a period, as we move from left to right, due to increase in electronegativity of elements, the ability of the atom to become an anion by accepting outside electrons goes on increasing. While going from left to right in any period, the non-metallic character of elements increases. Similarly, while going down in a group, there is an increase in the atomic size and the valence electrons can be easily removed. As a result, the non-metallic character decreases. Thus, it can be said that while going downwards in any group, the non-metallic character of the element decreases. Gradation in halogen family. The group 17 contains the members of the halogen family. All of these elements have the general formula X2. There is a gradation seen in their physical state down the group. Thus, fluorine, that is F2, and chlorine, that is Cl2, are gases. Bromine, that is Br2, is a liquid